We left you with big action in Class A here at Red Star Raceway, and we're going to go straight back on track with big crowds coming out here for the Inland Championship and the Extreme Festival combining. And we head straight into Class B again, with Stian Kriel now getting right up and close and personal with Stuart Mack for Class B honours. Kriel looking for a chance now to possibly get that number 1 plate back from his arch rival Rory Atkinson, and he's gone to Class B to do it. Stuart Mack is making him work hard, and he looks like he might be running a little bit wide there, Mack. As they come out of the dog bone now, heading into the little short straight. Jacques Smith is also in attendance there. The two holidays have lost a little bit of ground, so junior and senior with some work to do now to try and close in on these first 3 cars. Look at Smith. The Dirt Nurse car all over that. Looks like we've got a car stuck on the right-hand side as well. That might be a bit of a concern. Yes, there you go. Oh, it's Mike Barbaglia. He's had a problem, and looks like the front end has broken on that car. Maybe just running wide or into another car. We're not quite sure what happened there, but he's out of this one. And back to the action now for Class B. Mack hanging on. The attack is coming from Stian Kriel. Kriel just seems to just get it wrong ever so slightly on a few occasions now as they head up towards the top section of the circuit. They've got about 3 corners to go now as they head back towards the bridge. You can see the main straight just in front there. And it is so close between these 4 cars. All of a sudden it might be 5 because yes, both of the holidays are now in the hunt. And this front end battle about to heat up now for Class B. Gander, of course, a Class A car in that Class B battle, so don't worry too much about Eric Gander. He's a bit far off the pace there of Class A at this stage, but slowly but surely getting to grips with his car, and definitely a man to watch out for later on in the season. Captain Dick starting to make his way there as well. Look at that. I also picked up on Chris Dale all of a sudden with the first shot of him coming into sight as the Class B competitors head down into turn 1 and 2. The little chicane that takes them onto that back straightaway. Good drive there from Kriel. That's good drive from Kriel. This could possibly be a change-up for the lead. I wonder if Kriel's going to have a look down at the bottom end of the straight. He's in the slipstream. He's pulled out. Is there enough time for him to go up the inside and possibly squeeze through there on Stuart Mack? Is he good enough on the brakes? Yes, he is. And gets through. Lovely work there from Kriel. Gets to the lead now of Class B. Jacques Smith realizes he needs to make a move too as well because he's under pressure from behind. So he'd love to get that pressure that's being applied on him put onto Stuart Mack instead. As they head into the dog bone. Look at this. Oh, brilliant stuff. Mack is not giving up just yet. He knows he can close in and possibly get that maneuver back again. A little bit of wide maneuvering coming out from the 7-7 car of Riyad Asop. Asop just running ever so slightly wide, trying to find a way through there on De Silva. De Silva making it very difficult for him. Back to Class C, and the battle continues here between the police force and Davy van der Merwe. Van der Merwe just hanging on to the back end there of Reiner van Heerden, and Van Heerden just soaking that pressure up. Hasn't really allowed any opportunities there. And it looks like Philip Cruiser also now starting to come under attack a little bit from the 99 car of Gulam. Gulam all over the back of Cruiser. He wants to maybe step up 1 position on the overall podium there for Class C honours. And it'll probably put him up into about 5th place right now, but he wants that 4th place from Cruiser if he can find it. They come out there and heading on to that short straightaway. You can see it's not going to be an easy ride here for them. Yellow flags waving there means no overtaking for that stricken car. And back to the front end of Class C. Flying Squad absolutely hauling around here. Great to see that. Rainer's always got some good livery on his car, and this was certainly one of the biggest hits of the weekend, seeing this car in full flight. But Van der Merwe is making him work hard for it. Davy is doing a super job all over the back of Reino, and Reino now has unfortunately slowed both of them up a little bit and allowed Gossman to come into play as well. So Andy Gossman now with a chance right in the closing stages to possibly get through on these Class C cars ahead of him. Let's see what's going to happen now as they complete another lap of action here at Red Star Raceway. Back to Class A, and you can see Rory Atkinson is just basically controlling things at the front end. But Lyle Ramsey hasn't given up just yet, and neither has JP van der Walt, who unfortunately has lost out there to Valdi Mikey's. Mikey's has found a way through, and JP's dropped down to 4th place. Can he find a way back again? We'll have to wait and see. Look at that. Lyle Ramsey is pushing that car very, very hard. A little bit of understeer going into the bottom end of the dog bone now, heading back up the small little rise. It's not really a hill, but it is a little incline that they come out. It's the only incline here on a very flat circuit at Red Star Raceway. But you can see him just working that car a little bit more than what Rory Atkinson is doing. Let's have a look from onboard. Nala's a very smooth driver. And now goes down into 2nd, coming onto the short straight. Good drive, and heading onto that short straight now, up the gearbox. Let's see if he's able to find a way to get into that slipstream. The way that Rory's driving, though, it's going to be very difficult to find a way past him. He's very smooth as well. And both of these youngsters going at it big time here for Class A honours and overall honours on the day here for Mart Volkswagen Challenge. Triple right-hander, taking it very wide, cutting the 3rd apex. That's a nice line there from Ramsey. Very much a superbike-esque line coming from the Munro man. Baldy Mikey's comes out of the same corner, with JP van der Walt just falling a little bit by the wayside now. Maybe just running out of steam here. It's a long race for these guys, and they are working hard behind the wheels of these cars. It's 4 kilometers, so it's literally a 32k race they've got to do here with the 8 laps of action that we're seeing here from Mart Volkswagen Challenge. Ramsey is looking like he's going for a last-ditch effort here. And Mikey's has pulled away. Van der Walt, I think, is going to settle for 4th. Ramsey trying to close down onto the back end of Atkinson. Atkinson just hanging on. And it looks like it's going to be a fight to the end for these two. They really are at each other's throats. Ramsey has not given up, although he's finding it very difficult to match the smooth driving style of a man with a very similar driving style to himself as they go onto that front straight and down the N4 highway. BHIT following with the Munro car. Now we head back into Class B, and Stuart Mack looks like he's also lost a little bit of ground there to Jacques Smith. It's only about 2 or 3 car lengths, but it's a lot bigger than what it was earlier on, and the reason he has to be worried about that is both of the Holidays are all over the back of him. So Holiday Senior and Junior looking to close onto the back of Mack and find a way past. They're not going to find a way past this man, though. Not the way Stian Kriel is driving today. I think Jacques Smith is probably the only man who could match that kind of driving style, and let's see whether or not that's going to be the case. We get to the bottom of the straight, heading into the dog bone, and you can see Smith is not too far off the back end. He's later on the brakes, which means he might run a little bit wide, and he does, coming out of the dog bone, heading up that little incline, but he closes things up again. It's a nice line there from Smith. Similar line coming there from Junior as Junior closes in onto the back end and looks for a way through on Mack. Gander in the middle of that pack, now starting to become a bit of a hindrance, I'd say, probably to some. Yes, and if he gets it like that, he's definitely going to be a hindrance to Van Zyl, who's trying to make up for lost ground after spinning out earlier on in the race. Reiner van Heerden in a similar line heading through there and into the top section. Back onto the short straight now, and he's pulled about 3 or 4 car lengths as they're heading through, and looks like he might be able to control it from there. Yeah, that short straight's coming up now. 1 more turn to go, and if he can just keep it all together, there's a very good possibility he'll hang on for the win. It looks like the win is going to go Rory Atkinson's way here for Class A, though. Let's see what he's done here. He's pulled a little bit of a margin now, and I don't think Ramsey's going to have an answer. No, he's not. As they come onto the main straight now to complete this race, it's going to be Rory Atkinson to take the first victory in the Mart Volkswagen Challenge. He wins out over Lyle Ramsey for 2nd place, and Valdi Mikes is going to hang on for 3rd. Here goes Class B, and even though Kriel looked like he had a little bit of a margin to play with, he lost a little bit of ground there. Smith was not going to give it up. He's going to run him right to the line. Pulls out, comes alongside him. Just not enough time there for Jacques Smith to get through on Stian Kriel. And Holiday Jr. eventually squeezing out right in the closing stages. The attack from Stuart Mack. He comes through for 3rd place. Here's the Class C, and it looks like it is going to be the police force to take the win. Davy van der Merwe is certainly a man to watch out for in Class C, though, this year, as he's given Reino a good run to the line, and they cross the line 1st and 2nd in class. So it's Rory Atkinson who takes the winner ahead of Lyle Ramsey, Valdi Mikes, and JP van der Walt, with Mo Dangle, Kyle Robinson, Gavin Ross, and Gander making up the top 8 in Class A. In Class B, Stian Kriel won out over Jacques Smith, Holiday Jr. splitting Mack and his dad ahead of Dale. And then in Class C, it's Reino van Heerden and Davy van der Merwe. Let's catch up with Rory Atkinson after a great day at the wheel.
It was a very good race. Didn't have a good qualifying, but congrats to the guys, especially JP, who got his first pole. Well done. He drove incredibly well. They just made quite a good move and managed to get a little gap, and that was it. Luckily, we had good pace at the second half of the race, so very, very happy.